Traditionally, everybody looked at anti-Semitism as one movement that has been anti-Semite, is anti-Semite, and will be anti-Semite. We are categorizing BDS as anti-Semite. We are categorizing threats against JCCs as anti-Semitism. It seems like everything is anti-Semitism. And in my opinion, we need to separate anti-Semitism to three different sources. The traditional anti-Semitism is coming from the radical right, the people that have been anti-Semite for the last 2,000 years. And they hate the Jews the same way that they hate other minorities and anyone that is not Christians. They are anti-Semite today, they will be anti-Semite tomorrow, and for the next perceived future. Then there is the new kinds of anti-Semitism. Let me start with radical Muslims. Since the 7th century, radical Muslim, looked at the Jews as an enemy of Islam. And it was hardly tolerated by Islam, especially over the last 100 years when Jews started settling in the state of Israel. The tolerance became basically zero. And today, the goal of radical Muslims is to eradicate the state of Israel and basically push all the Jews living in Israel out of it. The new anti-Semitism that we are noticing now coming from the radical left, looking at Israel as part of their vision of the strong people, the white people, the rich people, the influential people, and the radical left wants to protect the weak, the minority, the oppressed, the underprivileged, and we seem to be in the same boat with the United States of America. They have a big problem with the United States of America. They would like to change. They would like to change the way of our democracy here. They want to make America more socialist in nature, a country that all the income is being basically distributed between everyone, the net worth distributed between everybody, really an equal rights, equal citizen, equal network, equal. And in that essence, they are not happy with America. But it's very difficult being American and being anti-American. So for them, it's much more convenient to be anti-Jewish and anti-Israel. It's easy to be anti-Jewish because half of the Jewish people are not with us. So as it is, we're starting with half of our people are enemies, and in addition to it, we have all the radical left that is terrorizing us.
How does the liberal agenda become anti-Semitism? How does that happen? I mean, it's a clash of ideals. How does it become anti-Semitism?
The combination between radical Muslims and radical left is a very, let's say, lethal combination. The radical Muslim would like to boycott the state of Israel, would like to eradicate the state of Israel. The radical left, I think, I have to stop saying liberal, it's actually radical left, is basically interested in preventing Israel from being a Jewish state. They don't have a problem with Jews living in Israel, but they feel that every citizen in Israel, whether we have one state or two states, have equal right, and there should be a separation between state and religion. And from that point of view, they are gathering together with radical Islam to weaken Israel and boycott Israel and apply the same apartheid boycott and delegitimization that they did to South Africa. They believe that this is the best method to weaken, dismantle, and eradicate the state of Israel.
So what can be done?
I think that we need to show to the American people, first of all, that Israel is the floodgate, that if Israel falls, Europe will fall, United States will fall. Whatever starts with the Jews never end with the Jews. We know that. It's just that our enemies like to start with what they perceive to be a weak community, and they use these attacks on a weak community to gather the troop, create coalition, strengthen their message, and then it will be directed against the real enemy. Radical Muslims said that Israel is a small Satan. America is the great Satan. The same thing with the radical left. They look at America as the problem. If they pass war crime bills against Israel, and later they're going to use it against the United States. If they show that Israel is a human rights violator, the goal is to show America as human rights violator. We need to show to the American people, the American administration, that this group, this coalition is actually anti-Americans. Anyone that is anti-Israel, and if we check what they say and what they do, we see, is in nature anti-American, and they're already saying that with this power that they are creating right now, they're going to use it to change, to make impact and changes in America.
And do you believe that this administration is different in terms of the attitude with these threats?
I think that this administration see eye in eye with Israel and the Israeli-American community that the enemies of Israel is very high probability also the enemies of the United States. They are more open to listen, to look at information, and to agree with us. In the past, I think the doors were locked, and we couldn't even present this material. Nobody believed us. We were irrelevant and unworthy of listening. But now things are changing. The administration sees things eye in eye, and I believe that if we can provide the evidence that the radical Muslims and some of the radical left are also anti-American, they would look at it, they would take it into consideration, and they will take action.